So let's officially begin the presentations. May we invite Team 1 from the Chinese University of Hong Kong to present.
Human-AI collaboration in design and engineering, not replacing the engineer or the designer, but to amplify them. That's the heart of our project. Design your space, your way, powered by AI. It will redefine what collaboration between human creativity and AI intelligence means. Good afternoon. We're a team of students from the CHK, and I'm Maggie. Let's begin with where the design begins, with people. If you've ever walked past Sham Shui Po, you know what small space living really looks like this. And this is the harsh reality of many Hong Kong people even nowadays. But then this is also an international issue. Net cafe refugees are workers who rent cubicles overnight because they couldn't afford apartments. Micro studios are also adjust to minimalist luxury. Different cities, we have the same struggle. We're running out of space to live in. However, the tools for designing small spaces hasn't evolved. Most furniture is mass-made, not for the unique space people live in. And for those who live in tight living conditions, hiring a designer is actually simply out of reach. So the question we asked was, what if AI could step in that middle ground to sit there and not replace designers, but enhancing design? What if everyone could design the furniture that fits their space, fits their life, and fits their identity, with the same confidence as a professional? That's exactly what happens on our platform. Now, let me pass the time to Stephen for explaining the technical details of our solution.
Hi, I'm Stephen. So today I'll guide you through our solution. So our system goes like this. We first engage with the user with a user interface that extracts user requests, both graphically and textual. And then it went through an agentic AI software iteration where the orchestrator agent plans the whole thing until the validation agent approves it. It then is packaged into a feedback where it contains 3D models and some AI critiques and other feedback from the AI. So this is our web layout where you can see on the left-hand side, you have the input section where right-hand side is the output section. We have some project set up with some environment constraint and some improvement goals. And you can also sketch on the box below. You can also add some images there and just press Analyze Design, so it will give you some final design. On the right-hand side, we have 3D models and some criteria that you will see how it works later. So perhaps we can start with a demo. So this is Daniel. He's a high school teenage. He wants to build his own desk plus storage unit. And he has some budget limit, 2,000 Hong Kong dollar, and he has some dimension limit that he wants the height to be less than 2.7 meters and next to the window. So he tries out our software and just enters some of the constraint on the left-hand side. And he has a little sketch of what he wants. As you can see, an AI 3D model is generated with some AI critique. Yeah, you can see that the 3D model actually can spin, and you can zoom in to see some details. Yes, so this is the important part where it actually offers some actionable improvement about what your models lack. First, you can see it says that you can have some closed storage unit where, as we can know, Hong Kong is very dusty. If you don't have a door on your cabinet, your book very often get dusty. So the AI takes into consideration that, and it also provides suggestion on how you can adjust the proportion to achieve aesthetics. But this is not the end, as it can let you modify and change and finally reach a result you can desire. For Daniel, he wants to use darker wood because the model generated is not too good, and he wants the wood texture to be stronger. But other requirements are kept the same. As you can see, he can put some feedback to the iteration part, and the required 3D model is generated. You can zoom in, look into the details, and that's what he wants finally. But this is not the end because we need to put it into action. Our code files is generated into blueprints where it's sent to a factory for laser cutting. The factory will use CNC routers for fabrication. That is good for sustainability. The end user will receive flat pack and user assembly menu to stack up the furniture themselves. The following part, Kiki will introduce how our product is advantage.
So, hi, I'm Kiki. So, what makes our product is better than existing options? Let me compare across by 5 dimensions: fitment, creativity, cost, accessibility, and time. Traditional furniture designer provides great fitment and creativity. However, they are extremely expensive and takes months to complete the projects. IKEA is affordable, widely accessible, and fast furniture available in a day. Yet, it fails to meet the unique needs and also lack creativity customization. However, our product excels at all 5 dimensions. You can customize your furniture for perfect fitment, and our AI can turn your wildest creative ideas into real designs. Our platform is also open to everyone, no design backgrounds required. And moreover, our costs are far lower than hiring a designer. It only costs you AI tokens and the material fees. More importantly, it's quick. After a short chat with our AI, you can finish your furniture design, and the material will be delivered to you within 1 week. Beyond all of that, we also have one unique advantage. With us, you are a designer. That means when you design a furniture on our platform, you don't just get the furniture. You also show creativity and gain a sense of achievement. That's something that traditional furniture designer and IKEA can never give you. The above is all about what we offer. Then let me introduce how we try to develop it. There are totally 3 stages in our development plan. The first stage, pre-launch. This is where we are right now. At this stage, we will finish the software design and also partner with laser cut factories to produce materials of designed furniture. Then, at the second stage, we will launch our minimum viable product in Hong Kong. We have 2 channels. The first channel is B2O channels. We will collaborate with NGOs to design furniture for them. And then, the second channel is B2C channels. Anyone can use our platform to design furniture that fit their homes. Then, finally, as our product gradually improves, we go to the third stage. We will expand beyond Hong Kong, the first to Great Bay areas, and then the rest of China. Finally, the other countries around the world.
Thank you, Kiki. And here's what moves us the most. In a city that tells people to live smaller, we give them the tools to live smarter. Every chair, desk, or shelf they build acts as a small act of authorship, a message that says, this space belongs to me. And when we look at the future of human-AI collaboration in design and engineering, we believe this is exactly it. It is not data-driven automation that removes creativity, but partnership that brings it out. Not convenience that flattens individuality, but intelligence that brings it out as well.
Thank you. Sorry, the time is up. So thank you very much. We will now pass it to the judges. There will be 12 minutes for the Q&A sessions. Judges, please. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. Could you break down your costs for me? So in your example, Daniel pays you $2,000. How much of that you're spending on, the manufacturing of the furniture, because it's a custom flat pack, so it's not simple, right? You have to have custom instructions and everything. You probably have to QC as well, and also how do you budget your token usage? If Daniel keeps designing new tables, tokens can be pretty expensive. Depends on what model you use. So yeah, could you break down your costs for me?
Yes. So firstly, our main aim isn't to just earn a lot of money, but we want to help those in need and just provide an alternative for the public. So for the cost, we would also collaborate with factories. As we've said, the budget that Daniel has is $2,000, but it's just his budget. What he actually needs to pay is just the token fee. So as you said, if he continues to use the token, then he just have to pay for his own token fee. What we really earn from is the manufacturing process, where he pays us, and we will help connect with factories. At first, we could have it local based. Then we can also collaborate with factories in the Greater Bay Area. Is much cheaper. Then we'll earn a bit from that. But then the whole thing that he pays is just mainly what he gets, so we won't earn too much from it. And also for the cost of transport, it will also be caused by Daniel himself. He will pay for the transportation fee. And about the flat pack, yes, because the CNC routers and laser cutters, they will slice everything into just pieces. So what we need is just like the routers and the laser cutters, where it is also included in the collaboration with the factories.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. So my question is, today's main focus is human-AI collaborations. Which part of your solutions is generally AI-driven, and which part totally rely on human judgment, and how do they interact with each other?
Yes, thank you for your question. This is the theme of this year, where we have a human-AI collaboration. We didn't really just take over the job of engineers and also designers. And for this year, based on the part, firstly, for the input, it's all based on the customer, the human itself. Like, if they want, they can just type in all the prompt that they have. And also at the final part, for the manual part, when they receive the flat pack, it is also relied on the human to just stack it up easily by themselves. For the AI part, it is as shown in the web layout, where the agent will continue monitoring all the process within the AI while giving the feedback to the user. And then the user, the human, will continue the input. And that is the core of our loop, because the platform will speak 2 languages simultaneously. The language of the designer, form, emotion, lifestyle of the user, and also the language of engineers, the load path, tolerance, and efficiency of the AI. When we tell it what we want, it will calculate the structural feasibility and recommend what reinforcement that we can have. And the human make the final decision. And it also have the dual literacy, because empathy and engineering is cooperating together, what makes our project stand apart. Because the AI isn't just solving problems for the human, it is solving with the human. When the human gives it new ideas, it can also help feedback. So it's a total human AI collaboration, where human gives the input and finish the product having a sense of accomplishment, while the AI will mainly be used for giving feedback and also generating the code for laser cut, which is hard for people who aren't professionals.
So regarding the collaboration, we can highlight the part where the iteration happens. So the human will give him the prompts, the ideas, but AI will also think about its feasibility. It's not about only the creation, but also whether it can be implemented. So in this part, the AI will monitor the feasibility, and a human will give in more creative inputs, and also AI critique, as shown here, will also give more directions for human to think more about the design. So I think that's more to add in.
Thank you for the presentation. It's an interesting idea. I'm just wondering, who are your target users and target audience? Typically, when I saw a picture of subdivided flats, well, I also see a very elegant decoration and furniture. So I'm just curious, who are your target segments or target users?
Thank you. That's a nice question, and it shows how actually it is possible for everyone to use. While for people in cage homes, as we show subdivided housing, people with low income, they can also use our platform because it is cheaper for them than to buy from professional designers, while they could also create something that have different usage within the same object, like the desk with the cupboard. And for them, we could also offer some discounts for them, like we could waive their token fee. As we've said, we could work like an NGO and collaborate with different companies, but also not just targeting them, where they could gain the most benefit, but actually the general public, every single one, you and me, everyone could use it.
I have something to add, because our platform can design some furniture fit your specific needs. So if you live in a very small room, sometimes the furniture in IKEA and not fit your rooms well, because your layout is very special. So you can input your special needs, and our AI can help you make it feasible. And then if you just want to show your creativity and you want to gain a sense of achievement, and you can try our platform to design your own furniture. I think it's a great thing to experience. Yeah.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I think the demo was really cool. 2 questions. First one is, have you tried and gather feedback from target users? I think earlier gentleman asked about the target segment, right? So if the target segment is subdivided homeowners or renters, then have you tried this concept with them? Because I really am at a loss about what you are trying to optimize for. Are you optimizing for functionality, budget, or are you optimized for having a good design? And the second question is, for everyone who have used prompt to design AI, would know that every little tweak on the prompt would regenerate a new picture. So if I want to just change a part of that shelf, it's very difficult. How do you address that? Because you're dealing with very limited space and fine details changes. If every time is a regeneration, you might never get what you want. End up, the user will be very frustrated. How do you solve that problem?
I'll answer the first question first while my teammates could answer the second one. So for the first one, as seen in the development roadmap, we're now currently still in the pre-launch. So we didn't try contacting people with living in subdivided homes yet, but then we have tried it out ourselves, giving it different designs, like for the budget that Daniel has, and also we have tried some different themes, which also shows creativity. And at the end of phase 1, we'll consider the charging cost, and we'll also give them the test before the launching it, the MVP to every single user in Hong Kong. And for the second question, my teammate will talk about it.
So you talked about how you want little changes, but not tweak the entire design, right? So our product actually keeps track of a history of what you talked about earlier. Like for example, the first iteration, it will keep track of what you input, what the 3D model looks like, and then what your constraint is. So when you have a second iteration, it will still keep track of those parameters. So the AI iteration will still give you similar 3D models, but also under the constraint you told about. Yeah.
And I have something to add on. And as seen here, this is another design we've tried, which is Mario themed. There's also dolls and also the colors. So I think it also sort of answered your first question, where what our project optimized, it optimized everything. The cost is very simple. It of course optimized the cost because it's much cheaper than hiring professionals. But also for people who are living in subdivided homes, they need something to have different functions because they don't have much space. That also optimized the functionality of it. But then for people living in those elegant homes, I think this also can optimize the style and the design, the theme of their homes.
I'd like to mention that in our framework, there is a node, is the supervisor node. So for every step the agent will go, it must pass through the supervisor node, and it will decide which tool we will use and which part we should change. So we see with the help of this node, you don't need to worry about to use a lot of token is wasted in the iteration part, and it just give the command that the agent needs. That's it.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you, CHK. So thank you, judges, as well. Thank you.